I'm back with more DIY bodyworks, and as always, I love to feature my publication, I Touch Myself and I Like It. It's a DIY self-massage, acupressure, reflexology, and Wealth-flex-ology journal recorder. And today, I just want to talk about the power of your touch and how you being able to do the DIY bodywork on yourself, how it just stimulates the wholeness factor just for your overall well-being, and how you really do have the power to bring forth the healing and wholeness within and from within, I should say. And also, I have here one of my throwback publications called I Am Wellness, and it is a conscious healing journal guide for partnering and communing with Optimum Wellness, and that resides within. And so anytime you can actually touch yourself and bring about the wholeness and the stimulation, you would just be amazed at how much power you actually have and the ability to heal yourself. So I'm actually going to turn over in publication in the intro, and you've got the touch, you've got the power. And I love this powerful quote about the doctor of the future will be oneself, and you can see that there. And so in here it says the power of healing and establishing optimal well-being resides within us. The ability to transform our health agenda is within our grasp. It's amazing how self-touch brings forth greater wholeness than actually going to a trained physician during certain times, in our journey. Then I go on to say that the power of self-touch has literally saved my life on at least 4 occasions, and that's an understatement. And at least is a minimum of 4 occasions that I've definitely had to be the healer to myself in life-threatening situations. So it goes on to say, so I know all too well how powerful our hands are for aiding and assisting with our health. Over the years, I've leveraged the DIY methods for practicing self-massage, acupressure, and reflexology. And reflexology has produced the greatest benefits and also opened up my wealth flow in nonlinear ways. As the old saying goes, our health is our wealth, and truer words have never been spoken as it relates to living a life that's full of vitality and wholeness. So I just wanted to be able to share this from the publication. And so going back to what I said about you really having the power and the touch, the healing touch, really, is the wholeness touch, actually, to be able to bring about this total well-beingness for yourself and living the optimum life that you're here, to live. And so this publication, the I Am Wellness, this is really too all about already having that wholeness, that wellness within you, that because that's where it is, it resides within. A lot of times we're trying to get somewhere, not understanding that we actually we're already there. And this publication talks a lot about being able to access your inner wellness sanctuary and being able to make new wellness vows. And it has different exercises, a repeated exercise throughout here. So I'm going to let myself be guided to where to come. Oh, that's interesting. Here I come over to the wellness sanctuary part that I was actually talking about. It says our inner wellness sanctuary is considered to be the sacred space in our healthy state of consciousness, which provides us with present moment answers for our well-being. And this also is a sacred place that you get to create, cultivate, and define the conditions. It's a safe place for healing our emotions. We learn how to partner with our subconscious mind with the beautiful inner realm of emotions. This process assists in leveling and up-leveling the inner cultivation for partnering and communing on deeper levels with our inner wellness sanctuary. Partnering with Partnering and communing daily is very important because this union keeps us connected to our higher realms of consciousness for wholeness. This is where we learn how to end the estrangement between ourselves and our inner wellness factor so that we function as one in a state of absolute wholeness. So I just felt guided, to share that there's an actual exercise, and that's actually what I was trying to get to, but I was actually guided to share that. So I'm going to see if I can flip over to that exercise here, where it's your inner wellness sanctuary daily exercise, and it's just a guided process of closing your eyes and really imagining kind of a staircase scenario in a sense, and you're going into your inner wellness sanctuary, but it guides you to take deep breaths and to really move forward in a process of really accessing a higher state of consciousness and being able to tap into your I am wellness. So you'll see kind of this process that you're invited to do, and again, you can do this daily, but it's really powerful. And so this is a form of DIY body work as well, because you are working the mind, and the mind and the body, as we know, work together, mind, body, and spirit. It's about the wholeness factor. And so you want to be able to leverage using the higher awareness so that you know exactly how to best guide yourself, even with the DIY work. So I'm feeling guided actually to come over to both of my feet, and so I'm just going to be present here. I'm just going to do just some general rubbing, like massaging here. I wasn't sure whether I would actually be doing any DIY body work during this. I was just guided to just come and talk about some things within the publication. So I'm just rubbing here, as I'm being guided, and I'm definitely feeling like I'm going to create this overall well-being retreat that brings a lot of my works, wellness works, together, holistic, healing works, and the DIY body works, the chakra works, and really helping individuals to really tap into that inner wellness sanctuary so that you're actually guided in the right ways to know even how do you touch yourself, what needs to be stimulated, what do you do in terms of knowing what points on yourself to touch. And so I'm very present with my body. That's how I know a lot of times to go to certain areas, because it's a regular practice, and it's not just because I know this, because I've studied and I'm certified, in all these different areas, but having a relationship with my body over the years and being able to access my own inner wellness sanctuary. And as I mentioned, even within the publication, at a minimum, I've had to save my life at least 4 times, and that, that's an understatement, really. Even just saying the minimum of the 4, but 4 would be definitely, like I said, it would be the minimum, because it's been several times, because I've been so challenged by the environments, that I've lived in, and how they've impacted me majorly. But the great news about that journey or that experience is that it's led me to doing the work that I do, in this area. So I'm actually, spending time right here. I'm working in my adrenal area, because I'm being guided here. And so something around the energy and vitality, and which is interesting, because even my publication, I Am Wellness, and my colleague who wrote the foreword, she does a lot of energy work with the vitality aspect, and I do the energy work too on another level, and so I'll be bringing those works in there too. But the adrenal gland, which the adrenals, most people get so burnt out, and they burn out, and they have adrenal fatigue. And so working, in this area, I'm actually going to use my index finger here to do some hooking. So working in this area and stimulating it, I was guided to come here and I'm telling you, just me working in this, I feel like I'm coming more alive. And I know I'm just tapping more into a deeper dimension and a higher dimension of, my own energy system, and being able to regulate that and stimulate that on optimum levels. And so I'm really excited about what's coming forth. And so, as I'm doing this and spending time here, I'm actually also working around the intention for my Wealth-flex-ology, and that is being intentional about impact and income and how to create the win-win. So how, as I'm creating what I'm creating for you all and putting that value out in the world, how do I, at the same time receive the divine right value exchange, in terms of higher level compensation for putting the gifts out in the world. And that's important, because something that I want to say even to those who are healers and have the spiritual gifts or spiritual healers and are in the field of wellness. And I do train others to be wellnesspreneurs, healingpreneurs, and wholenesspreneurs, where you are actually, being compensated for the work that you do, because a lot of times within that context, people are scared to charge, and you need to be compensated on a higher level for what you're bringing about. And there's a tribe of people who will pay you for that. And when we're talking about well-being and wholeness, even people who are in certain states can't expect that what is given to them is just always going to be given, at a discount rate or so. But there's just ways to create these divine right value exchanges for people at different price points. And so I'm feeling guided to really put together something, for you all to know how to actually do that, where you are being, compensated in the divine right value exchange. Because what's happening, even as I spend time here in the adrenal, is that sometimes a lot of the fatigue that's going on with people is basically a lot of times the financial wellness fatigue. They financially they aren't well. And why is that? Sometimes it's because people aren't feeling worthy enough to charge. They're not feeling that they should be compensated for the gifts that they are bringing to the world. And that really has to change within the healing community. And wow, I didn't know I was going to be talking about all this, but apparently someone needs it. And that's what I'm being, guided, to share and to talk about. So I'm going to come over here to the publication. And so in the journal section that I always love to feature, so I touch myself by doing. So yeah, I just started off just doing some basic massage, to my feet. And then I was guided to work on the left foot in the adrenal area. And so as I was sharing, as the process was going on there, how I was feeling the energy and feeling really good. And even now, I feel just, I can't even put into words, but more alive. And so that will be my results and benefits, that, that's what I feel right now. And I know that that's going to continue. And I'm excited about what has come up, in terms of the work and everything. So I would be writing and expounding more upon what components and aspects played a part in this overall experience, and that would be the journal too that I featured. And even though I didn't go through the process, but I'll be going back, through this, again for myself. But I'm just bringing this to you as a demonstration. So coming over here to where I worked on the Wealth-flex-ology aspect, and wasn't even sure that that part would come up, but it did. Yeah, I wasn't even sure I was going to be working on myself for this video, and I did, but I'm glad. And so you heard what I mentioned about, what came up, and the opportunity to create something, a divine right value exchange for impact and income for a few areas to help be able to advance others at different levels and different price points. And so my results or outcomes were, that I am going to come up with that tier. And I do have offerings already, but I feel that this is something fresh in the moment and something that I will actually cover in one demonstration, where in other times I'm talking about it separate, but it may be some type of event or even a YouTube video, so where I'm talking about that, and then those who are interested in becoming healerpreneurs or wellnesspreneurs, wholenesspreneurs, that they can maybe learn in a quick process from me how to create those different levels without actually having to be in a full-fledged program. So I'll plan that out and expound upon that, and this is the section in which I would do it. Like I said, I normally use this journal here just as a demonstration. So this is available on Amazon, and I'll have links to this publication and also the publication that was featured. So as always, I love to do these videos and share with you just the non-intimidating ways that you can get started with DIY bodywork or take what you're doing to the next level. And then also for those of you who are interested in learning more about bringing your gifts of wellness out and your gifts of healing out. And I'm here to help you with that. But ultimately, going back to the general overall concept for today was that you do have the power of healing within you, and to be able to bring that about by doing the DIY, body work on yourself, but then also too learning how to do it so you can teach others how to do it, as well. And so whether you're certified or not, if you learn these basic tools and pass them along, you can be a mentor or an advocate. I am certified in all of these areas, but even before I was certified, I was an advocate of the DIY bodywork and being able to pass techniques along to other people. So definitely here for you if you're interested in that. And again, pick yourself up a copy if you have not already. I Touch Myself, and I like it. So I look forward to bringing more videos to you soon.